monitoring and governance aspect. So everyone has some kind of AI apps, right? Literally, there's an explosion happening. People use AI models for photos, write emails. Company may provide one tool, but individuals kind of use multiple tools. How can we ensure proper governance in such situation? More so with the organizational data. Shalabh, you want to go ahead with this?
So I'll start and probably like I'll let Aman can also add in here. I think
This is
the
a very
main
super important point. That's why.
it is super important, and like you said, right, you may approve one app. Let's say you're approving enterprise grade Copilot, but people may be using something else because they know more about it, or they probably have used it at home and they find it easier. So discovery is the first aspect, right? What type of AI, or what we practically call as shadow AI applications, are running in your organization? How compliant are they with the various standards? Because we have all seen examples, like I don't want to name companies, but there have been cases where people have just wanted to fix code. They post it on a popular application known for coding, and then that get leaked anywhere else. So that we have seen the repercussion of something like that if you're not running enterprise grade environment and if you don't have visibility. Second is, of course, the monitoring component. What type of information is flowing inside the AI LLM application, right? Is it compliant with your organization policy? Are people trying to jailbreak that so that more information can be extracted? The most famous example will be this. I mean, this one is much more famous. I'll name it. It's the SuperBase attack that happened, where actually it was an overprivileged user, but ultimately it was the first breach of the MCP protocol that happened. So you should be able to monitor and guardrail the amount of information you're sending it and the response that is coming back. And then, of course, then you need to be able to take remediation action accordingly. So all three aspects are much more important, more so as people just use AI much more throughout their day than they are dealing with other applications. People will be writing prompts to write email than actually typing emails. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, anything you'd like to add as well?
Yeah, see, good points. I think visibility, what Shalabh started with, visibility is very, very important, because again, you can only protect or you can only measure what you can see, kind of thing, right? So you need to ensure what is being used. Another thing I would like to say is some steps we should also take. Like, I'm speaking from my experience for my team and what I see in different customer organizations as well. It's good to, for example, define something that is safe to use, define some good AI applications and define some bad AI applications. I remember when, maybe not to go on that side, but when that China application stuff happened, the government also came up with some list, right? So it's always good to have a list like, these are enterprise level AI applications. These are much more better and safer. These are at your own risk kind of apps. So this is good. Third, from the information security era, when we transition from information security to cyber security and now AI, awareness program has always been the key thing. Everybody focuses on awareness programs, right? No tailgating. It started with tailgating to password MFAs and now AI. So with AI also, we should do all that awareness programs. Like, for example, I don't want to name the company, but I went to a company and their screensaver was coming up. Trust is the currency of AI. And the screensavers were changing. So I really liked it, although we were not able to adopt it. But so these are some things that we should do. But on a technical side as well, see, you should have some data boundaries. Like, for example, at Microsoft, what we also do is, if I have a document in my desktop and I open my Gmail or a iCloud Drive or a Google Drive, you should have those data boundaries, which are TLP policies and other policies to define that I can't just copy paste everything. Because I can't educate everyone in the village, but still I need to ensure I have the right controls. It is also good to have some good gateways, good proxies to ensure what's going coming, and maybe have something like a grounding or some kind of enforcement in place to ensure everything is going on smooth. So these are extra, I would say, some things that we can do over and above what Shalabh mentioned.
You're
You
not,
are on mute, Suresh.
Suresh, you're on mute.
So I think the starting point is to know what you're using. But
Correct.
beyond that, I think controls are also simple, because if you are not, if anything which is your corporate data can be shared in any way, and that's where I believe WhatsApp is the biggest culprit in India. Okay, single biggest culprit in India. So, I mean, if you can figure out a way, and there are ways available, we probably will talk during the course of this discussion, then it's a safe thing to do. Like, okay, this will not go here. Simple, end of the story, right? Okay. Now, having discussed that, linked question would be, what role does identity and access management play in this AI security part?
Maybe before we go into that question, I will give a perspective on this question.
Sure, please.
So see, how things are changed. Like I will give an example of what we do and how we are handling this kind of things. So imagine I have 50 people in my team. Now I am using 20 agents in my team. So technically, if you see, I have 50 human employees and 20 machine employees. So my Entra admin, who's managing my identities, will manage 70 identities now. That's how important identity and access management is in AI. So this was just an example to begin with. You cannot, like, I cannot have agent. Now it is so easy to make agents. Like, I know Microsoft last week announced that you can write in English and create agents, right? It is so easy to create agents. Now, if I have 20 agents of my own on my name, I am accountable and responsible for those agents, right? First of all. Second, if I don't have, for example, if I don't have access to files from Shalabh's team, that does not mean my agent will have access to it, right? So that's, I'm just talking very high level and very simple concept level. That's how important identity and access management becomes.